Alright guys, so today we're going to talk about Patriot Penny. Is she good? I must have something in my throat. Oh no!
Trash or bad?
She's not trash. No, she's not trash.
But she's not bad.
She's definitely not amazing. Not God tier. Alright guys, so if you love what we're doing here, please consider using our supporter creator code. It goes a long, long way to helping us be able to do this and keep doing our YouTube and our Twitch. So thank you so much, guys. She is really cool looking. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh, look at her, look into her eyes. She's hypnotizing you with her red, white, and blue, baby. Ooh! Look at that thing. Chugga, 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 chugga. She's hilarious, man. She's got a Captain America shoulder pad and just a totally sick helmet. Like, I don't even know what they were going for with that thing. It's like what is that supposed to be? Earmuffs on top of a helmet? Like, okay. Her pants are amazing. Look at these rad print pants. She's got the stars and stripes on her pockets. She's got the stars and stripes on her legs. Oh my god. This character, man. The design work. Her shirt is just totally rad too. Just amazing. Like, oh. The designer had like just outstanding. The denim, the light colored denim. Magnificent. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about everything Patriot Penny. We're going to be talking about all of her abilities, how to utilize those, to the maximum effect when using this character. We're going to be talking about a specific perk or support loadout that I like with this character, the way that I prefer to play this character. We're going to talk about her standard and commander perks. We're going to go over the entire support loadout. Yeah, we're going to talk about everything support Penny. We're going to get really into the tactics of how to make this character work with her abilities and with this loadout, because that's really the thing that for me would differentiate her and would give me a reason to actually play this character is the very specific playstyle that I think can make her interesting and unique compared to other characters. I don't think that there's a lot of variation in this character. I don't think that her commander perk has a lot of room for malleability, for like creativity. It's very, very one-dimensional, but I think that I found a fantastic use for that ability and a great synergy with a specific weapon. So we're going to cover all of that today and give you the lowdown on how to make Patriot Penny achieve greatness. We're going to start off with Patriot Penny's abilities, because these are a big deal. These are the defining playstyle of how you're going to fight with this character. We got Rosie. I barely ever use Rosie. Rosie is just, it's a really cool, really badly made skill. You know, it looks awesome. It's a mounted turret. It overheats, which is pretty cool, which limits the amount of damage you can do, which would be awesome, except that it also has limited ammo, which makes no sense to give it limited ammo, but also to give it an overheating mechanic. And what's even crazier is that it has a 180-second cooldown that starts once your Rosie breaks, which is just bonkers to me. Like, it's just crazy. Like, 3-minute cooldown between when your Rosie is done to when you can use it again. Holy cow, man. I mean, this thing is not that strong. I mean, it's nice, it's cool, but it is like, wow, man. Wow, that is not great. That is not great. I would personally just never have this ability. If I could trade this in for a decoy, oh man, this character would be so much better. Could you imagine decoy, bull rush, and plasma pulse? Oh man, this character would be smoking. Unfortunately, we got Rosie. So you're basically never going to use Rosie. But on the plus side, we do have Bull Rush and Plasma Pulse. Now, these abilities on this character with the style of gameplay that I'm going for is actually fantastic. Bull Rush is something that you can really pre-prepare. The way that I like to move around the battlefield is to create angles. What you do is you block, you create 2 walls, sometimes 3 walls, but usually 2 walls. You want to basically limit the direction that the enemies are coming, make them come towards you, and then walk around the wall so that they, as soon as they come around the wall, you just open fire right in and you shoot through the crowd, and you're killing them as they're walking out of the, from behind the wall right into your line of fire. You're just getting absolutely devastated. And then as soon as they start clumping up on you too much, they start pressuring you back, you can just bull rush right through the middle of them, just cream all of them, and then immediately find cover. And if your bull rush charge causes your shields to break, that's when her commander perk actually kicks in and gives you even more effect. Now, Plasma Pulse is also amazing. If you can get enemies to come at you in the same way that we use the bull rush, you create an angle, you get them to walk around a wall and then come around a corner. You throw that Plasma Pulse right in front of that corner, and then you stand back behind there, and as they walk around the corner, they'll walk right through the Plasma Pulse. And Plasma Pulse is actually legitimately powerful now. They have definitely buffed this ability. It has sucked in years past, but now Plasma Pulse is actually a legit offensive tool. This thing does an extreme amount of punishment to any enemies that try to walk through this. And if you got a whole cluster of enemies all just flooding through the area, Plasma Pulse is going to do devastating amounts of damage. Really, really fun, really effective ability. The only downside is that it's a 45-second cooldown, which when you compare to things like Shock Tower rocking a 20-second cooldown, this ability really doesn't make any sense. But that said, even with its incredible weakness, incredible imbalance, we still can make the Plasma Pulse do some mega work for us. Whenever I use it, it definitely you notice, like, it does a huge effect. It really crushes an entire area. All the enemies that walk through just get absolutely hammered with damage. So I love it. I love Plasma Pulse and I love Bull Rush. Shame we couldn't get the decoy in here as well, but that's okay. Now we're going to talk about the perks, because the perks, this is a weird one, guys. This is a really weird one. So Emergency Override is a Bull Rush commander perk, and it's probably not the kind of commander perk that you would if I asked you, hey, can you create a commander perk for Bull Rush? This is probably not what you would come up with. This is a really weird ability that has very odd usefulness, that seems very counterintuitive to fighting intelligently, and is certainly not in the same universe as some of the other skills in this game, like 225% crit damage, or 50% ramping attack damage, or like 10% healing per second. This thing is not even close to balanced against the top abilities in the game. This is, quite frankly, kind of a joke. Yeah, garbage. But it's not garbage. Whoever designed this is garbage. But this ability is useful. It's just so not as strong as it should be. So let's get right into it. As a standard perk, it has a 12-second cooldown. You can activate this ability once every 12 seconds. Whenever your shield breaks, so whenever your shield goes from something to 0, you will automatically activate your Bull Rush cooldown again. So if you were to charge directly through an entire group of enemies and just smash everybody and then get hit as you're doing that, as soon as your shield breaks, you can immediately just turn around and Bull Rush right back through the entire crowd again, doing just wicked damage. Like, it hurts bad. When you consider that, the Bull Rush has a 15-second cooldown, that's where it doesn't make a ton of sense, because the cooldown is not actually that bad. 15 seconds is not a big deal. So getting a second bull rush is nice, but at most you're saving yourself 15 seconds, which of course is not even it's not real. Like you're realistically you're going to save yourself about 10 seconds, after you do the charge and then you get hit, it breaks, then you shoot. You're only saving yourself about 10 seconds. So like, is that really worth being a standard perk? I would say probably not. I don't understand the 12-second. It can only occur once every 12 seconds. That's kind of weird, right? That's kind of weird as a support perk. That seems like pretty bad. Now, as a commander perk, the effect is lowered down to 5 seconds, and it also costs 0 energy, which is that's kind of nice, but also kind of irrelevant because it's not like this character has energy problems. She literally has 2 abilities: Plasma Pulse, which is usable once every 45 seconds, and Bull Rush, usable once every 15 seconds. And then with this one, you can use it a second time, and this time it's for 0 cost, but it has a 5-second cooldown. So it's not like the energy cost actually matters, because you have a 0% chance of ever running out of energy. So again, a very confusing choice to put that on there. I'm not sure how that's ever going to be relevant or matter ever. So it occurs once every 5 seconds. That's that pretty much means that every time your shield breaks, you get another one, because the effect itself is a bull rush. So you charge through, you break a bunch of stuff, and then by the time it's done, you've burnt up like 2 or 3 seconds. You only have like a couple seconds of downtime before you could potentially trigger this again. But again, your shield has to break. So in order for your shield to break once every 5 seconds, you need to be able to have more shields and then break those shields again, right? So it's a really, really niche ability that only works with if you have the ability to regenerate shields. Now, there's a couple ways to do this. You can use a team perk, bioenergy. Whenever you use energy, you regenerate shields. Pretty cool, right? There's some synergy there. You could potentially bull rush through enemies, do a bunch of damage, break your shield, immediately bull rush again back through the enemies, which will then, using but that one will use zero energy. And see, that's where I say it's kind of weird, right? Because it costs 0 energy for the second bull rush, it actually prevents you from regenerating the shields that would then re-trigger the ability again. Pretty weird, right? Like, it actually hurts you to not have an energy cost. Even if the energy cost was like 1, at least you would regenerate some shields and then be able to re-trigger the ability. So it's like this ability hates itself and it doesn't want it to work. So you could also throw down your Plasma Pulse to use up some of your energy, which then regenerates shields, and then again you can trigger your Bull Rush again. But again, you have to break your shields. So you have to be getting hit all the time in order to trigger the emergency override, and you're limited to a 5-second cooldown. So very, very weird. Now, I decided not to use the bioenergy. I decided to use Slow Your Roll to minimize the amount of damage that I'm taking, because I don't actually want to take a lot of damage with this character. This character does not have a huge amount of survivability, despite having 210,000 health, which is top upper tier, right? That's amazing. Constructors have a lot of health, but what I decided to do to re-trigger my shields over and over again was to actually regenerate my shields using a specific weapon. And I'm sure you guys remember what weapon I'm talking about. We're talking about the Hemlock. The Hemlock is a fantastic weapon. See, this is the one. This is the Hemlock that grants you more shields. But the one that we're going to be using is the second perk, and that would be this one right here. On crit, regenerate 2.64% of damage dealt as shields. So every time you do crits with this weapon, which is, you know, constantly, because it has a 43% chance to crit, it's amazing. You're going to be constantly regenerating shields with this, and this actually does a huge amount of damage. It's a highly damaging gun, very accurate from like mid to close range. It's got higher bloom, higher minimum bloom than almost any other weapon, but it has a lower maximum bloom than any other weapon. It actually has a static bloom. The bloom never expands. So when you're shooting this weapon, it's always bad, but never terrible, right? So it'll never be a pinpoint accuracy weapon like the Bobcat, but it will also never ever be bad like the Wraith. It'll always be this nice, controlled, you know, manageable bloom that never ever changes. Whether you're moving or standing still, makes no difference. This thing is a solid mechanical weapon that gives you just incredible functionality at mid to close range. It's a devastator. So regenerating the shields with this weapon automatically allows you to, you know, have the potential to trigger your emergency override again and again and again. So every 5 seconds, you can be blasting off another bull rush if you need to. Now, that's obviously not the reality. The reality of this ability is that you're only ever going to use your bull rush and then your bull rush again. I never had a situation happen where I had a third bull rush come up 5 seconds later. That's, you know, by the time you use 2 bull rushes, you've cleared out whatever, you know, clump of enemies that you're fighting, and then you have a little bit of time to prepare yourself again. You're like, okay, I got my bull rush cooldown back. My emergency override cooldown is ready. So at that point, you know, you regenerate your health, hopefully your shields, and you fight again. You go back in, you just start fighting as hard as you can. You use your bull rush, smash right through, turn around, bull rush again, smash through again, try to get some cover, try to regenerate your health, because you're going to take a lot of damage bull rushing through enemies. You're going to get hit by a bunch of ranged units and stuff. And but in the process, bull rush does a lot of damage, and it clears out a ton of small enemies, especially if you were smart enough to create building cover to line them up so that you get the maximum effect from this ability. This one can actually be a lot of fun to use. Definitely not a high tier competitive gameplay, but super entertaining, fun gameplay. And it's neat to be able to play a different character with a different mechanic, a different point of view, and something new to try, something new to see, something different gameplay. Shake it up, do fun things, right? That's what this is all about. So while this is not a top tier character, I actually had a blast. I had an absolute blast with this character. So we're going to get into the support bonuses now for this one. The team perk, as I mentioned before, was slow your roll. You can freeze melee attackers for 2 seconds. Mist monsters are slowed by 43%. So if anything hits you, any melee hits you, little minis or husks or, you know, huskies or whatever, they're instantly going to freeze. 2 seconds is a long time, by the way. That is brutal. If they hit you, they're done, right? They're just gonna stand there until you kill them. Mist monsters hit you, it slows them down, giving you a chance to kind of get away and maneuver and not get overwhelmed. This one really allows you to set the pace of the battlefield the way you want, and gives you a huge opportunity to kind of take your time and not die. It keeps you alive. It gives you options. It keeps you from getting overwhelmed. It's just fun, man. It's fun. I highly recommend you try this on any character that you're not using Blast from the Past. This is a really fun ability. So I like it. So as for the support bonuses here, we have a very specific, as you can see, a very specific support team. We took Mad Tidings. This is Crackshot. He gives you 1% damage every time you shoot a bullet, all the way up to 50%. So by the time you shoot 50 shots out of your gun, you're cranking out a massive 50% damage bonus. Just incredible. This guy causes you to have weapon stability issues, 0.2% every time you shoot, times 50. So he has a little bit of stability problems, but not too bad. Honestly, it's not that bad. If you were using a soldier, you could negate that stability completely. But as a constructor, you just kind of have to deal with it. But as it is, the Hemlock is a very stable weapon, so having a little bit of instability there is very, very unnoticeable. It's not a big deal. Then we have Startup with Bulletstorm Jonesy. Bulletstorm Jonesy is exactly like Crackshot, but without the downside and without the crazy power. So instead of getting 1% up to 50%, he gets 1% up to 25%. So every time you shoot a bullet, you get 1%, maxing out at 25%, but with no downside. So that's why it doesn't go up to 50%, because he's got no downside. So he's together, they give you a 75% damage bonus after the 50th shot. You got 50% after the 25th shot, and then 50 after or 75 after the 50th shot. So just an absolutely devastating combo. I usually like to use them with LMGs, but the nice thing about the Hemlock is that it actually has quite a large magazine. And we're going to amplify that magazine even further by using Assault Ammo Recovery and Waste Not Want Not. Waste Not Want Not is Light Show Spitfire. He increases your mag size by 30%, giving you a nice huge chunk of mag, a lot of extra ammo. This is, because we want to double down on the ramping effect, so we need to make sure that our magazine lasts as long as possible. Then we have the Stars and Stripes Jonesy, rocking the Assault Ammo Recovery. This makes it so that your assault weapons have a 24% chance to refund the ammo every time you shoot. So that means it's like 24% more ammo. But it's even better than that. The 24% is an average, of course. On average, 24% of your ammo goes back into your gun. That means it's like having a 24% larger mag size, except it's even better than that, because when you shoot that 24% of the bullets that you got back, you then have a 24% chance on those shots to get ammo back, and then on those shots to get ammo back. So this ends up giving you more ammo on average than Light Show does with the 30% mag size. The Assault Ammo Recovery is actually, in reality, better than 30%. So putting these guys together with a nice big mag like the Hemlock, you get a lot of firepower before you're running out of shots in the gun. The other nice thing about Assault Ammo Recovery is that it uses less ammo, right? Because it goes back into the gun, you're getting ammo for free, which saves you, on ammo cost for nuts and bolts and all that stuff. So really, really, really nice. The Survivalist ability is, of course, everybody's favorite. This is in almost every single build for every character, no matter what you're doing. Pretty much everything is going to have Survivalist in it. Survivalist Jonesy gives you the ability to heal for 39 base health every 3 seconds every time you eliminate an enemy. So the healing happens once per second, and as a support perk, a 3-second heal is about 10% of your life. The duration refreshes with additional eliminations, allowing you to continue to heal every second for as long as you keep killing enemies. So incredibly powerful. So that is our Patriot Penny. She's a fantastic character. She's not top tier, but she's really fun. She's really cool looking. I highly suggest you guys give her a try. Just for diversity's sake and just for entertainment value, because she's just a fun character. She's fun. I had a lot of fun playing her, and charging through enemies to protect my team and to wipe out some waves of enemies. I mean, it feels really, really funny and really cool to just charge right through husks with a giant shield and then just slam them, sometimes into a wall, sometimes through cars. You can run right through terrain, just smashing through everything, and at the end of the charge, she just like, boom, launches them right off her shield. They fall on the ground, and you can actually execute them. A really fun tactic is to crash right into riot shields, and then at the end, slam them. They fall onto the ground on their back, and then you just execute them on the ground while they're flopped on their back helpless. Oh my god, it's hilarious. So it's a really, really fun, hilarious way of dealing with the always annoying riot shielders. Keep a note though, you can't charge mist monsters. That doesn't work. Although you can actually block a smasher charge if you charge them head on. You'll both get knocked backwards and cancel the charge. So that's kind of cool. I went with stationary hover turret and adrenaline rush, just because having hover turrets is always nice for clearing out encampments or clearing out storm chests. I didn't use it for the sake of the video because I wanted to make sure I focused on her abilities and less on the gadgets. I also avoided using the adrenaline rush too often but it is there. I wanted to make sure I kept this ability because it is very important to have healing to snap back into battle, because survivalist is not always enough to keep you flowing. It's nice to keep you alive and keep you hanging on, but sometimes you need that extra boost, especially if you're reviving your friends. So there you go, guys. There is Patriot Penny. Super fun. I really hope you guys enjoyed this review. She was actually a lot more entertaining to do than I thought. I was debating whether or not I was even going to do this review because I'm like, she's garbage. Garbage. And then I was looking at her, and last night I was thinking, I was like, oh, forget this. And then I woke up this morning, and I was feeling really good this morning, and I was thinking about her some more. I'm like, you know what? I can create a really cool build with a really cool weapon, and show some synergy and show some things to actually make this character really fun and actually usable and entertaining. So I really hope that it was worth it. I hope you guys like this. I hope you guys watch this video. If you did find it entertaining, make sure you like and subscribe, ring that little bell, leave a thumbs up, and comment down below. Let me know what you think about this character. Let me know if you came up with any builds that I didn't think about. I would love to hear your thoughts. So thank you so much for the support, guys. Thank you for being a part of the VASH Corps. Thank you for all the support on Twitch and on YouTube. Remember, if you want to come and hang out and keep me company and chat and even play some games, come on down. Come on, hang out on Twitch. Come and ask me, hey Vash, how do I play with you? And I will show you our system. I play with my viewers all day, every day, and we got a great system to make sure it's fair for everybody. So come and hang out and rock and roll, guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, we're out here all day, every day, chasing our dream and trying to build this community. If you love what we're doing here and you support the dream, and if you have the means to actually donate and contribute to what we're doing here, I would really love for you guys to come out and support us on Patreon. It's the lifeblood of any content creator. It's the only reason that that we're staying afloat and able to do what we're doing here. And if you have the means, I would love for you to come out and support us and yeah, help us keep doing what we're doing. Thank you so much, guys.